Hello. I consider the virtual world as an ecosystem of its own, with its own commerce, society, culture, interactions, and its own virtual beings. For me, VTuber are part of this ecosystem and are one of the inhabitants of the world. As an anthropologist, I'm interested in studying the behavior of VTuber, more precisely, the construction of their personality, the reasons for becoming a VTuber, the interactions between those individuals, and their gender identity. As an anthropologist with a gender perspective, I'm interested in the post-structuralist feminist theory, such as the works of Judith Butler. In post-structuralist theory, gender is considered to be a performance. Very important to not mix up gender with sex. While the sex of a person are the chromosomes, the gender is a stylized repetition of act, performance. And the styled repetition comes with bodies. We always work our bodies, how we dress, the makeup, the hairstyle, how we walk, sit. We constantly dress our bodies in a gendered manner. Hence, gender is a performance, where gender can be changed and staged. Coming from this theoretical background, I researched the mechanism of gender formation and enactment of VTuber. With more and more VR participation, and with the usage of other software such as Puppet or Reality, people construct 3D computer-generated characters to embody the virtual space. With these new bodies come some questions. Are they new identities? Are they just a prolongation of the real-life identity? What are the values for constructing oneself online? Who are those people? What software are they using? How are they constructing their personality? For example, what are the clothes or voices that they are using? In the long run, I'm interested in studying how VR interactions and technology can impact not only gender and individuals' behaviors and habits, but also how technology can impact virtual beings, or VTuber in our case, and how together new creativity, commerce, and an ecosystem will be formed and changed. Today I will be showing more in details the results of my survey. Originally it was conducted for the VTech Challenge 2019, and I have continued after the competition. For the moment I have a total of 48 Western users and 47 Japanese users. I will continue this research, so please cooperate and fill out the form if you have some time. I will be mostly focusing on the following questions. How did you choose your virtual character personality? What is the appeal of VTuber? Does having a virtual character enables you to express yourself differently than in real life? Is your VTuber character just a persona, or is it close to your own real-life identity? Did you choose your virtual character of the same gender, sex, as your own? Did you see an improvement in your life since you have started doing VTuber? Do you feel sometimes that you start acting in real life like your virtual character? The methodology was as follows. I've reposted on Twitter and sent private messages to people with the Google form. As the majority of the answers were open questions because I was interested in seeing how people would answer, I've regrouped similar answers together after analyzing all of the data. Regarding the first slide, the text in black is representative of all the answers of Japanese, Western, and French VTubers. The text in blue are the answers of French VTuber, the pink from the West and the green from Japan. The numbers on the bottom signify the number of answers received for each category. Some VTuber were put into one or more categories based on their answers. As you can see, there are answers that were specific to Japanese or Western VTuber only. The most common answer was the same as in real-life personality, which would signify an extension of oneself into the virtual world. What I found interesting is that some VTuber, especially in the West, have mentioned basing their personality on their own, but making it more cool, comical, creative, positive, or optimistic. What came up only in the answers from Japan is the desire to create an ideal personality or an ideal girl. To summarize this table, there is a tendency to prefer to keep one's own personality or exaggerate certain aspects of it to create a fictional one or an idolized version. I was then interested in understanding why people became VTuber. It would appear that the main reason were being an animated character, not using one's own real face, being anyone or anything one wants to be, no risks of being stalked, and community interactions. We can see that Japanese VTuber have given answers that were not similar to the ones from the West. For example, the appeal of becoming a girl or performing in the ideal form. the release from the physical body, being likable, and discovery. Of course, one could say that the difference in answers are based on the cultures and societies that those individuals live in, and that a cultural analysis should be conducted. However, I believe that in order to conduct a proper cultural analysis, factors such as ethnicity, race, income, educational background, capabilities, position at the workplace, hobbies, aspirations, parents, ethnicity and race, parents' educational background, family structure, beliefs, religion, and many other factors should be taken into account. I do wish to conduct a more detailed research and discover the correlations between cultures, societies, and VTuber personality. However, it was not the goal of this research. I just wanted to focus on identity formation and gender expression. It would appear that for both groups, being a virtual character enables them to express themselves differently. Some individuals gave detailed answers that were suitable for several categories. As we can see, the main reasons are not being judged by appearance, more freedom and expression, because they're playing out a virtual character, because they can talk to more people, and due to anonymity. Some have also answered just yes. In the case of Japanese VTuber, being liberated, acting more funny or cute would appear to be the dominant answers. For those who have answered no, listed above are the reasons. It would appear that some have said no as they act the same way as they would act in real life, which would mean that as their virtual character is based on their real life personality, it would mean that they do not act like that character in their real life because they are themselves and their character is themselves. And also some have just given the answer no without further explanation. What is interesting to see in this graph is that the majority of Western VTubers have their character close to in real life identity, same or a mix of both. That is, a mix of a real life identity and a persona. In the case of Japanese VTuber, the graph is almost split in half. There are those who have close or same as in real life identity, and those who have a persona or an ideal persona as their VTuber identity. If we go back to the previous graphs and remember that some Japanese VTubers answered that the appeal of doing VTuber was becoming an ideal form, being released from the physical body, playing out in a different gender, or creating an ideal personality, we can directly see that the reasons for becoming a VTuber and the process of choosing one's own personality has a direct correlation to this question here. Same can be said for this one. As we can see, the majority of Western VTuber prefer to keep their gender the same as in real life. However, with Japanese VTuber, the graph is almost split in half. The majority of those who have answered that they kept the same gender mentioned reasons such as it's easy to identify you because they did not want to use a voice changer. One individual kept the same gender but changed his sexual preference. Japanese VTuber described reasons why they decided to choose a character different or of a different gender. Reasons were like to be a beautiful girl, to feel desired, to feel different, to wear different clothes, to take a vacation from one's own self, and many others were mentioned that you can see in this graph. Interestingly, some Western and Japanese VTubers said that they chose a female character because they find them more appealing and cuter than male characters. It would appear that the majority of both groups saw an improvement in their lives since they started doing VTuber. Main reasons were having more friends and thus being more sociable, feeling more happy and having more fun. What is interesting to note is that being a VTuber made some people more confident, less anxious, less shy, and improved their knowledge. As with other answers, some are very specific to only Japan or only to the West. Interestingly, for some Japanese VTuber, their lives have improved because they feel more concentrated and serious about their work and life. In the case of Western VTuber, being less depressed, shy, and having a distraction from real life were also mentioned. The difference between those who do start acting in real life like their virtual character and those who don't appear to be strong between Western and Japanese VTuber. Interestingly, some Japanese VTuber answered that they believe that people act like characters in their daily lives. That is, they always behave in a different way based on a situation. The majority of Western VTubers start acting like their character in daily lives because their virtual character is an extension of themselves. There is no difference between the two. Interestingly, a lot of Japanese VTubers have answered that they do not start acting like their virtual character. Unfortunately, they did not give further explanation. Some VTubers act sometimes like their virtual character in real life. For example, they act more feminine, have cute gestures, or talk in their VTuber voice. This leads us to the end of this presentation. I would just like to mention some study limitations. The sample is rather small and cannot be considered as a generalization of the whole VTuber community. I would like to collect more answers from more people from different countries or different VTuber groups. The greater the sample, the more diverse the results, and the more we can understand about VTuber from gender and anthropology perspectives. I did consider French VTuber as part of the Western group, but I did provide with separate graphics. The reason was French VTuber would appear to be a community within the Western VTuber group, and I considered it interesting to give attention to this subgroup. Thank you, and I hope you have enjoyed it. Please feel free to contact me and ask me more questions or just fill out my form. Thank you.